Alright, let's continue on here. So, how do I continue? Alright. Alright, here we go. Alright, I guess we'll head up to the next game for now. Make at least one layup or dunk. Limit your matchup to one offensive rebound. Finish the game with a teammate grade of C+ or better.
Be an understatement to say that we're glad to have you here for the opening day of the NBA. 2K Sports welcomes you to this special edition with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan to tip off a new year. What an exciting game, opening night in the NBA. State Farm presents the starting lineups. First for the Bobcats, Augustine and Henderson are the backcourt pair. You've got Tyrus Thomas. He's a big part of that presence down low. That's Spaghetti, and it's Diao in at the four-man position. And then for the Orlando Magic, Nelson and Richardson are manning the backcourt. And it's Dwight Howard locking down the middle. He's a superstar, no doubt. And what a huge boost for this team, night in and night out. Then it's Hito Turkoglu, and it's Bass in at the four.
Well, the Southeast Conference got a little tougher last year. In fact, a lot tougher when the Big Three formed in Miami. But even though the Magic gave up their top spot in the division, they still had a very strong season.
Alright, here we go.
It'll be the Bobcats off the tip. Here's Arenas. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, Paul Silas had a few moments to share with me. A lot of his strategy is focused on Dwight Howard, and rightly so. He said, we know Dwight can do it all, and it is going to take a five-man effort to slow him down. He can finish, block shots, rebound. The guy is almost 7 feet of pure muscle, and there is just no way to handle him one-on-one. If there is a way, the NBA hasn't discovered it yet.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Back to the Magic, a strong year, but you know, you never like to get passed by Clark in your own division for the title.
Yeah, you'd like to grab that division title in addition to making a strong run in the playoffs. They were still strong in the division overall, though, taking 11 of 16. And it'll take more
Oh, I'm going to suck at this.
Well, Charlotte came into last season on a high, having made the playoffs, and then a year ago they slipped back in a lot of ways.
Down.
They made changes. The coaching changed. Larry Brown moved on. They traded Gerald Wallace. It was, in many ways, a rebuilding year for the franchise.
That free throw missing. Back to Charlotte, and Steve, you're just talking about that. You thought they were turning the corner the year prior, but they couldn't keep the momentum going. They changed coaches. You talked about the injury moments ago about Jackson. They had a lot of things that kind of got in their way.
Well, even that playoff team
Too
from a couple
early.
of years back, Kevin, you don't know how much higher the ceiling was for that group, so you almost have to think that rebuilding is the right step for them going forward, even if the fans might have to suffer through some tough years. Sometimes you got to tear it down to build it back up.
Wow.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
They've been on fire offensively as a result, Clark.
And Augustine kicks to McGetty. And there's the feed to Augustine. Dishes it to McGetty. White commits the loose ball foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, you look at the top teams in the East, all of them kind of have foundation themselves on defense. I mean, Chicago, Boston, Orlando, Miami, all top 5 defenses last year.
The Magic making a switch here. Pass is checked in. The Bobcats also changing it up. Tyrus Thomas is checked in for White. And Boris Diaw is sub for Garrett Temple. And here's Richardson. He feeds it to Bass. Shot clock at 6. Gets the bucket from 20 feet away. Bass has got his first basket. Good point, Clark. You talked about those great defensive teams in the East. And Steve, in your mind, what sets them apart?
Well, I think in Chicago, it's the front court. The length and athleticism of Noah and Gibson and Sheet. They cover so much ground. In Miami, it's the athleticism of the wings, and Wade, and then also the versatility of Joel Anthony and Bosch. They cover so much ground as a unit. And then, of course, Orlando, the presence of Dwight Howard. You can put anybody around him, and they'll be a good defensive team.
Backing down is Howard. Here's Arenas. No good on the triple.
They are setting the tone here early with their work on the boards.
Yeah, only a moderate advantage here, a slight one, but as the game wears on, it's one they'll definitely look to build on.
Here's Augustine, and that one goes long.
Well, he did a nice job to get open there, just a little unlucky not to knock it down.
McGetty against Arenas. Pass to Bass. Back to Arenas. Launches a 3. Arenas missing again. Pulls it up. And he beat the buzzer, but it's no good. And as the first quarter wraps up already at
the NBA season gathers momentum. Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns go up against Rudy Gay and the Memphis Grizzlies. Live next Tuesday night.
Always a pleasure to have you with us. The season officially underway.
Here we go.
We're back to Orlando after this.
Hello and welcome to the HP Halftime Report. It's time to break down some Wednesday night hoops. Orlando on top against Charlotte. They might be picked as the favorites, but they got a game on their hands, no question. Their passing has been something to admire, all the assists coming in bunches. And the Bobcats have been plugging away. Defensively, they're aggressive, taking every opportunity to force a turnover. Nothing comes easy in the NBA, but these two are making it look so. Here are the top scorers. Around the league we go, scores and stories. Philadelphia with a loss to the Raptors at Air Canada Center. Can't quite figure it out how they ended up giving that one away. Thaddeus Young was their top scorer. And another one of the games that went final, it was the Nets with a win against the Wizards in Washington. Looked to be in complete control there. No problems in that one. Their top scorer was Brook Lopez. And now here's what's going on in the rest of the association. The Miami Heat right now trailing the Knicks out in New York. Things are not looking too good for them out there in the third. That'll end things for us here. We'll send you now back to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
And back to the action again. Everyone excited to be playing for a fresh new year.
All right, let's go.
Here's Temple. 5 points in the game.
Well, the Magic had multiple roster changes a season ago, and yet with Dwight Howard manning the middle, they managed to put together another terrific season.
Babcock gets it to go, and that's not just any basket, folks. Those are his first points here in the NBA. Richardson kicks it over to Arenas. Leans inside, gets it to go.
Oh, come on.
Arenas has got his second bucket of the night. And the Magic ending, as you said, Steve, with a good home record. 29 wins at home last year. Clark, that follows up that point very nicely.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, that total was the best for any non-division winner in the Eastern Conference. They'd like to have had that number above 30 this year, but 29 is still impressive.
Respectable.
Yeah.
And that one's good. Here is Arenas. 5 points in the game. He dishes it to Reddick. They set the pick. Here's the pass to Anderson. For 3, Richardson. Brisbilla with the rebound. Bobcats trail by 5. There's the dish to Temple. Tries it from the top of the key. Brisbilla backing down. Here's Temple. Kicks it to Brisbilla with the lead pass.
Nice.
I think he wanted some one-on-one time with the rim. He wasn't letting that thing go.
Well, a little pose up there hanging on the rim, just kind of showing off a little bit, Clark.
.52 left in the third. Now here's Arenas. He kicks it to Duhan. Takes a 3. Excellent. It's Arenas with the assist. Arenas has got 4 assists in the game. Here's Temple. They trail by 6.
Big trade last year between Orlando and Washington. Gilbert Arenas going from the Wizards to the Magic, and I think it was a good move for him. He had a lot of baggage there in D.C. He needed a new team to go to, and he went to Orlando and became a nice role player for him.
That's like you draw it up right there. That was beautiful. No doubt about it, Steve. I mean, I always love to finish at the rack.
Feeds it to Temple. He passes it to McGuire. Ball's knocked loose. Pocket 6.
That's just a sloppy pass. A lack of focus there.
Here's Reddick. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Duhan. And it's a 10-point Magic lead. And so here's Charlotte trailing by 10.
You know, Arenas, more so than any controversy, I mean, in my opinion, his knee issues have been what's hampered his career the most. I mean, once he was one of the most elusive and effective scorers in the NBA. Now he has to rely more on his outside shot.
Those are shots he shouldn't be afraid to take. He can make them.
Magic leading by 7. Pass to Anderson. Here's Reddick. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
And they're struggling a little bit on the glass. They've got to pick up their physical play in the paint.
Yeah, it's about being tougher and more physical, just as you said, Steve. If they can do that better, they got a chance to come back.
Step back shot, and it's off the back rim. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. We have seen an exceptional performance from Dwight Howard.
Yeah, he's done a great job of finding the soft spots in that defense. A very efficient game for him so far.
Yeah, and I like what he's done, Steve. I mean, he's made a couple of jumpers here or there, but what he's really done impressively is allow the game to come to him.
It's more NBA coming your way.
On tap this Saturday, Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder take on Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. The NBA season gains momentum. You don't want to miss it.
So as we get rolling here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for the Sprite Spark Report. Doris?
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Magic put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. They have had the answer for every defense they've had thrown their way and keep adding to their lead. There has been no let-up in play, and they should have a strong fourth. Let's see how it turns out, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Clark, it was a scoring run that proved... Bobcats on offense. It's a 10-point game. Richardson with it. Now Arenas.
Wow.
At the line, shooting three.
The first free throw is good. And the Magic making a change here. And both free throws good for Arenas.
Huge free throws there, Kevin. He just put this game out of reach.
Yeah, looks like this one's out of reach.
Yep, just a matter of the clock running out now.
Here's Temple.
Magic's foul. Jameer Nelson. That's his 5th personal foul. First team foul. At the line for offense, Garrett Temple taking 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Temple. And the Magic making a change here. And so he hits both. Here's Arenas.
It's been a fierce battle the whole game, but they just couldn't keep it up in overtime.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Clark, what a game.
Yeah, they kept their cool, stayed with the game plan, and that's why they came out on top.
That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
Oh, alright. I failed one objective. Well, I did a lot better than the other game, I think. Last game I had a D+, now I got a C-. Now hopefully I can get a C the next game.